For joining us tonight. After a week and a half on the run, an East Texas man accused of killing two sisters is behind bars in California. This man, Alvin McKnight Jr., is accused of murdering 35-year-old Mandy Ray and 37-year-old Dermetrica Waters on November 4th at a home on Highway 271 in Upshur County. In a news conference held this morning, the Upshur County Sheriff told us McKnight was taken into custody last night, some 1,500 miles away in San Bernardino, California. Tonight, our Julian Esparza has more on how McKnight ended up in California and how authorities tracked him down.
During the investigation, we had found a new phone number which was used to enable us to track him real time.
Upshur County Sheriff Larry Webb saying a cell phone helped crack the case and lead them right to their suspect, who was on the move.
We were able to pinpoint a location on a westbound bus traveling from Abilene, Texas to San Bernardino, California.
For the safety of those on the bus, authorities decided to allow it to continue to its final destination.
We didn't track this bus until it got to San Bernardino.
And when McKnight arrived, San Bernardino police were waiting.
That was when the takedown team there took him into custody, and we got confirmation that he was there. Brothers in Blue that are out in California actually went into harm's way to actually catch this person so we can bring that individual back here to our county to stand trial. A big thanks to the San Bernardino Police Department for what they've done for us.
McKnight will be extradited back to East Texas, a process Upshur County District Attorney Billy Byrd says could take weeks.
There's a lot of steps that must take place legally in order to bring him from California back to Texas, but we will immediately begin working on those steps. He will not be getting out of jail, and we will be looking forward to a day in court.
With their suspect now in custody, authorities continue to look into who may have helped McKnight get away.
Every person, no matter what rock they're hiding under, it will be turned over, and every person that helped, assisted in any way, we're going to bring them, and I will prosecute each and every one of those people.
Funerals for the two victims are set to take place this weekend. Authorities asking for prayers for the family.
Let us all pray and think about those that have lost people they care about and love. Life can end very quickly. We're here ready to stand in and ready to see that justice is done.
Julian Esparza, KLTV 7 News.
And last Saturday night, McKnight's sister, Lakeisha McKnight, was arrested for allegedly helping her brother get away the night of the murders. According to an arrest affidavit, her license plate was spotted in Canton, Grand Prairie, Forney, and also Longview on November 5th, the day after the murders.